What's up, FFA? Good morning. Good morning to everybody that's joining us live today. Hey, it's Monday. We're kicking off really the first full week of November, and I could not be more excited. Hats off to you guys for having a phenomenal week during Halloween, just doing big things out there like always in the field and on the phones, crushing it. So love seeing the momentum. I love seeing your team momentum. And today's call is going to be one that I'm super passionate about, and that is building your dream team. All right. So we're going to jump into how do you build the dream team, the dream agency? How do you turn this thing into just a well-oiled machine? All right. Out there, building a business for yourself and for your family. So for those of you that don't know, maybe you're a brand new agent, maybe you're looking at joining the company. This business has two aspects of it. One aspect is you get to go out there, help clients, get paid a great amount of money, right, to go help people. But then you also have the opportunity to turn this into a business for yourself, right, where your efforts can be compounded by impacting and inspiring other people as well. And so that's what I'm going to dive into on today's call to kick off this week is how do you build that dream team? All right. If you've been an agent for a while now, how do you transition from being just a writing agent to being able to teach, train, and coach other agents to get out there and to impact the community? So we're going to talk about that on today's call. But before we jump into that, all right, I want to know who is going to win the agent of the year. So the race for the agent of the year, we're down to the last, 60 days of 2024. It's crazy. I feel like we just started this year, but the top 5 year to date, let's give these agents a huge shout out in the agency chat. Big shout out to Aaron, all right, for leading the way so far. We've got Savannah. We've got Joni, back-to-back agent of the year there. We've got Jody. She's in the running for the agent of the year and the rookie of the year. All right. We've never had an agent win both of those, Jody. So no pressure, but you have the chance to take home both awards there. And none other than Dougie Fresh, Doug Taylor, finding himself in the top 5 year to date as well. So the race is on. It is down to the last 2 months, and the work that you guys put in over the next 2 months is going to decide who brings home that trophy. So super excited to see what the next 2 months holds for you guys as you run towards that title there. But jumping into today's call, all right, let's dive into building the dream team. All right, a topic that I think is such an amazing opportunity, such a chance for you to really be able to take this career for everything that it is, right? If you go out there and write and you only focus on writing individually, or you only focus on team building, you're going to be one-dimensional. But if you can master both of those, okay, if you can master your individual production along with your team production and building and growing concurrently, that's when you're really going to see all that this industry has to offer you. So this quote's one of my favorites by Helen Keller, right? Alone, we can do so little, and together we can do so much. Okay, so building the dream team. I want you guys to open up, all right, your perspective, open up your mindset. All right, this was something that was a struggle for me because I was not a promoter. All right, I was an introvert when I started in this industry. I was not a recruiter. I was not a salesperson, right? I was a Marine turned general contractor and then jumped into this, right? Total like 180 opposite. So the reason I say that is because no matter who you think you are, all right, you have something that could significantly impact and benefit other people. All right. And most of those people are your friends, your family, all right, your acquaintances. They're usually kind of in the same life circumstances as you, right? Probably around the same age, same family setting, stuff like that. And you have the chance to really impact them. All right. And so building the dream team. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. All right. So let's jump into building your agency. All right. Transitioning from just being that agent to being somebody who puts on that hat, all right, and builds a team. And most importantly, right, builds a dream team, a team that you would love to be on. All right. So how do we do that? I think we got to look at just some questions, right? A few questions for you as we talk about why build, right? I think this is a question that a lot of agents seem to ask themselves is why build, right? If you can just go out there and write and make what you need to make and impact the community and meet a lot of great clients, that's amazing, right? But why build? Why add to your plate when maybe you don't necessarily have to? All right, why do that? All right, number one, guys, I think it's your calling. You know, it's funny, as we started building this agency, we just had a lot of people reach out to us. All right. They love the company message. They love what we stood for. They love what we were trying to teach. And it kind of forced us to have to grow, to have to build. All right. Kind of forced us to be put into a spot where we didn't really feel like we were ready yet to be in. Heck, some days I still wake up today and don't feel ready for it. Right. So you're calling. All right, guys, believe it or not, I think that it is actually your calling to build, all right, to help, to impact other people. Think about when you get down to the end of this road, all right, of this crazy thing that we call life, and you look back on it, are you going to want to say that you didn't help anybody, right? Are you going to want to see the lives, all right, that your actions led to actually impacting them, right? I think it's one of the hardest things to grasp. I'm sure, all right, if you think about scripture, and you think about the disciples, and they were tasked with the task of going out there and spreading the message and spreading Christianity to people that would potentially kill them for doing that, right? I'm sure like a ton of them were like, I don't know if I really want to do that, but they did it, right? And then look at where it is. When they were doing it, they didn't really notice the impact probably that they were having. But you look fast forward, you know, thousands of years, look at that, what that message created. Right now, this is a much more lower scale, all right, building, right? I'm not trying to compare the insurance industry with being a disciple out there, but I really do believe that you can be a disciple in your own way. All right, I think that God's given you characteristics, He's given you experiences, He's given you hardships, He's given you successes that He gave you those things so that you could somehow help somebody else, all right, as they go through that. And so I think that building a team and becoming that coach and being that mentor is ultimately our calling, right? When we get down to the end of this road, you want to be able to look back and see like, wow, think about this relationship, this new hire, this agent who was struggling and you helped them get out of that hole, right? Or whatever the situation is. Think about all the people, all right, that will remember the effort that you put into actually changing, all right, their life. I also think that building a business, building an agency, and really tackling this career head on in this aspect is a calling to be able to help you and your family, right? It's the way that your efforts aren't solely dependent upon what you do every single day, right? Guys, what happens if you get sick? What happens if you have some type of accident? What happens if you can't talk anymore? What happens if any of these things, right? If you put the work in now, you can build a business for yourself that's going to protect you and protect your family, really, no matter what the circumstances. So it's your calling. Okay. I think you have to put this hat on. You have to accept the responsibility that this is your calling. Okay. You found yourself here in this company, in this career for a reason. All right. And it's to tackle this industry head on with both aspects, individual and team building. So accept that responsibility. That's the first thing in trying to build that dream team. All right. What's up? What's next? Number 2, generational impact. All right, guys, this is hard, right? But one of the hardest scriptures I've always tried to wrap my brain around was that, and I don't know the exact words, right? But it says, I think it says like a good father leaves an inheritance for his family or his kids of kids, whatever the scripture is, right? I'm sure you guys could recite it much better than me. But I remember reading that. And then I remember thinking, what am I doing today that's actually going to do that? right? And guys, believe it or not, building this business, building your team, your dream team, can create that generational impact. But check it out. What I love about this job is it's not just a generational impact for you and your family. It's a generational impact for your agents and their family. It's a generational impact for your clients, your agents' clients, and their family, their kids. Guys, every time you bring on a new agent to your team, right? You coach them, you train them up, they go out and help a family with a policy. They just protected that family. At some point in time, a beneficiary of that client is going to get a check that potentially is the only positive thing at the worst time of their life. It's the only thing that gives them some sort of relief during the worst time of their life of losing their loved one. All right. And it's our job, right? It's our calling to create that generational impact. Guys, over the past year, we have set in place, I can't even tell you how many millions, if not billions of dollars of face amount coverage that at some point in time, the beneficiaries of our clients are going to receive. All right, think about that impact that you created. All right, and then think about how if you're just one agent doing it, you're going to have an impact, right? But it's not going to be the kind of impact you could have if you have a dream team doing it, right? And so think about the responsibility that is kind of entrusted into you of what your hard work could do. Sometimes we get so narrow focused when we talk about building or training or building our business up. Like we're just thinking about us, right? Thinking about what it does for us. That's not even the point. Think about the amazing impact it has for your team, all right, for your clients, for their family, for their kids, their grandkids. Think about all of that, right? I think back to one of the very first clients that I helped. Wrote the life insurance plan, right? They kind of were really tough. They didn't really want it. But they signed up for it, right? And not even, I think 3.5 weeks later, the wife unfortunately passed away unexpectedly from a heart complication. All right. And the $13,000 check that the husband received, that money literally kept the roof over his head for the next year. Had they not done that, he would have been homeless because he was waiting on disability, didn't have an income. She was the one that worked. They lost all of that, right? And so, guys, the effort that you put into this business creates an impact on people that you just can't see, right? A lot of times in the day-to-day, you see getting beat up, right? You see the problems, you see the clients that are mad about something or whatever it is, right? Just like any job. But what you don't see and what you will end up seeing down the road is the kind of impact your hard-earned effort actually created. And the same goes for building an agency and building a team. Don't just run out to help 30 clients this month. Run out to build a team that could help 250 clients this month, right? It's our calling. It's why we're here. So create that generational impact. All right. And lastly, guys, uncapped potential. All right. I remember being in a job where it was a nationwide company, right? Probably the largest custom home builder in the country. And I was pretty young at the time. I was like 24, maybe around there. I think I was 24, 23, 24. And I had got to the point where I was one of the head project managers for that company. And it was a phenomenal company to work with, phenomenal leadership, absolutely nothing negative to say at all. It just was when I hit where I was at, I realized like it was going to be a very long time before I could increase my income. It was going to be a very long time before I could get a promotion, if at ever, right? There just wasn't that many more spots. And so I remember sitting there thinking about like, would I be happy with this forever? And the answer was instantly no. Like, I know that I'm worth more. I know that I could create more for my family. I know that if I want to leave that inheritance, right, and do all of that, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get promoted, right, to do more. And so why build this point number 3 is you have an uncapped potential. Guys, this is one of the only opportunities that I know of that you actually do not have a cap on your income potential. You literally can make whatever it is that you set your mind on. There is absolutely no cap. You're never going to wake up and see like you're capped at this much money per month, right? And people don't like talking about money, but let's be honest, okay? Money is what allows us to impact other people, right? It's just a tool. It's a piece of paper. It's nothing that important. But if you can make it and you can have an uncapped opportunity at making as much as you need to be, think about what that could do for people down the road that actually are going to need your help, right? Think about what that could do for your family. So, an uncapped potential when it comes to building. Guys, alone, if you're just a solo agent out there, you can only do so much. There is only so much of you to go around, right? You can only sit with so many clients each day. You can only write so many policies in a month. You can only get paid so much if it's just you and just your effort. All right. But if you can build a team, all right, of like-minded, focused, hardworking people that you're all working together towards a common goal, there is zero cap on what you're going to be able to accomplish. All right. And that's point number 3, guys, as to why build. So we're going to do more calls on how do you actually build? How do you find that dream team? How do you find those agents? How do you grow your team to where you want it to be? But this is just the entry point. All right, guys, let's put this on your focus this week. Think about this. Run hard towards building that dream team, and you're going to be able to soak up everything that this career opportunity can do for you. So I appreciate you guys for jumping on here this Monday morning. I'm excited to kick off this week. Let's run hard out there this week. All right, and we will be back here on Wednesday.